Sending a stern message to India's neighbours, Defence Minister Rajnath Singh refused to sign a joint statement of the Shanghai Cooperation Organisation because it did not have mentioned the Pahalgam terror attack that claimed 26 innocent lives. Also did not reflect India's strong position on terror while skipping any mention of Pahalgam. The document, though, mentioned Balochistan and tacitly accused India of creating unrest there. Pahalgam's exclusion from the document appears to have been done at Pakistan's behest, as its all-weather ally China holds the chair currently. Let's just listen in to what Defence Minister Rajnath Singh said. He pointedly put the pen aside. Also, Shiva Roor brings us the details.
It is imperative that those who sponsor, nurture and utilize terrorism for their narrow and selfish ends must bear the consequences. Some countries use cross-border terrorism as an instrument of policy and provide shelter to terrorists. There should be no place for such double standards. SCO should not hesitate to criticize such nations. India's zero tolerance for terrorism is manifest today through its actions. This includes our right to defend ourselves against terrorism. And we have shown that epicenters of terrorism are no longer safe, and we will not hesitate to target them.
By refusing to sign a document at the Shanghai Cooperation Organization Summit of Defence Ministers, Indian Defence Minister Rajnath Singh has taken an extremely strong stance, given that this joint document on terror had actually expunged any mention of Pahalgam and it attempted to add a mention of Balochistan. Now, coming just 2 months after the Pahalgam terror attack, in which Pakistan-sponsored terrorists had killed 25 Indian citizens and 1 Nepali citizen in the hill station of Pahalgam in Jammu and Kashmir, any dilution of an anti-terror document at the SCO level was seen as a brazen attempt to dilute terror, a brazen attempt by China, who is hosting the SCO, to distract and divert from Pakistan-sponsored terror, given that Pakistan is a vassal state of the Chinese government. All of this considering that Rajnath Singh, the defense minister, had already made an extremely powerful speech and a statement at the SCO in the presence of his counterparts from Pakistan and China, both on Pahalgam as well as Operation Sindoor, and India's stance and rules of engagement, where any act of terror is now seen as an act of war. China's complicity in trying to dilute any mention of Pahalgam is not to be missed, given that when National Security Advisor Ajit Doval was at the SCO just before Rajnath Singh, his powerful comments on it, there was no comment from the Chinese side on it. There was no attempt by the Chinese to actually, put Pakistan, try to defend Pakistan or try to divert from those statements, which was seen in some ways as Pakistan's increasing isolation. But the document at the SCO, obviously at the hands of the Chinese, trying to remove Pahalgam and add Balochistan, shows that much more work is still there to be done from a diplomatic standpoint as far as India is concerned. And therefore, Rajnath Singh's strong stance in putting that pen away, refusing to sign that document, could be the first step of the work ahead for India.
So according to the Secretary General, Bagiev, he told CGTN that after recruiting Belarus, SCO has officially become a trans-regional organization. The Secretary General said that SCO has grown into well-reputed and well-known organization. So this is also a communication between the defense ministers. We see the defense minister of Russia, Iran come to Qingdao. We also see the defense ministers of India and Pakistan. And this is a really rare occasion that one meeting would gather the defense ministers of these two countries. Also a very rare occasion for the Indian defense minister to visit China. There's a bilateral meeting between the defense ministers in China and India, which would give another layer of cooperation and military cooperation between the two countries. Qingdao is the city of the summit, SCO summit, back in 2018. This is the city where the Chinese President Xi Jinping back in 2018 proposed to build a SCO community with a shared future. And this defense ministers event will give a jumpstart to this year's SCO events, where the final summit of the SCO will take place in Tianjin, when the leaders of the 10 member states will further discuss a new blueprint for further cooperation.
Well, we're now joined by Brahama Chellaney, strategic affairs expert. Thank you so much for joining us. And a strong stand there taken by Rajnath Singh at the SCO defense ministers meeting. In fact, this had to end without any joint statement because of India's stand, and also calling out the double standards that the grouping has on terrorism.
I think Defense Minister Rajnath Singh did well by refusing to sign the joint communique, because what China and Pakistan sought to do by excluding the Pahalgam slaughter and inserting Balochistan was designed to actually put India in the dock. The fact is that the nexus between China and Pakistan remains strong. This nexus has been built on that old saying that my enemy's enemy is my friend. And for China, working with Pakistan is facilitated by the fact that Pakistan is willing to be treated as a client of Beijing, is willing to do China's bidding. And the SCO summit really showed how Pakistan will do what China wants it to do. And I think we should not forget that what has happened at the SCO summit fits with a larger pattern. China has repeatedly, over the years, shielded Pakistan's export of terrorism. It has time and again blocked or held up the United Nations designation of major Pakistani terrorists as global terrorists. So given that record, is it any surprise that at the SCO summit in China, the host China sought to dilute Pakistan's role in sponsoring cross-border terrorism?